Our state standards are found in this section, and our objectives today are: I can recognize plant needs, I can recognize parts of a plant and stages of a life cycle. Thank you, boys and girls, for joining me for the science connection to my bean plant. We will be revisiting the text again, but this time through the lens of science. We're going to use inference and text evidence to identify plant needs. Based on our previous readings of my bean plant, who can tell me what a plant needs based on the passage? Yes, that's a good one. We learned in the passage that plants need water. What else? Yes, and sunlight. Can you think of anything else that we learned from the passage that they need? Very good. They also need soil. Now, who can find the text evidence to support that, to support what we know? Where does it talk about water and sunlight? Do you see it? Can you find it in the text? Oh, yeah. I remembered that Grandpa told me that plants depend on water and sunlight to grow. It tells us right there, water and sunlight, and we know our word depend. So we learned through text evidence here that plants must have water and sunlight. So we have just backed up what we know with evidence. How about soil? How do we know that soil is something that plants need to grow? Soil. Do you see anything? Oh, yeah, you're right. Soil. First, we had to put some soil in the pot. Right there it is. And we can infer here that soil is needed to grow. We can also look at our picture of the seedling. Do you see the soil that it's in? So we can also use our picture to infer there as well. So we have just backed up all three of those needs by using inference and text evidence. We're going to look at the passage with a new focus. The focus this time is to use visualization to picture and identify life cycle stages of a bean plant. You get to close your eyes while I read. You are going to close your eyes because you're going to be putting pictures in your mind as I read. And each time you get a picture of a life cycle stage, I want you to say loudly, underline. And I will hear you and I will underline the stage of the life cycle that you see. Keep them closed until the end, and then you can open them and we will discuss what you saw. Let's begin. Close those eyes. My Bean Plant by Rachel Kreisman. My grandfather loves to grow plants. He raises vegetables and fruits, and he takes great care of all of them. Last week, Grandpa gave me some green bean seeds. I heard ya. Now I can grow my own green bean plant. I brought my seeds home and showed my mom. She helped me get my green bean project ready. First, we put some soil in a pot. Then we planted a few seeds. I remembered that Grandpa told me that plants depend on water and sunlight to grow. So I put the pot in a sunny spot by the window and I added some water. I checked on my plant every day. When the soil felt dry, I added more water. Today I saw a tiny stem. The plant is growing. Over the next few weeks, more stems and leaves will grow. Then flowers will grow too. What am I most excited about? I cannot wait to eat the beans. I think they will taste even better because I grew them myself. Open your eyes and let's talk about what you saw. Boys and girls, you saw seeds. That's the first stage. Then you saw a tiny stem, just like the one in the picture. That is a seedling or a sprout. Then you saw more stems and leaves. And that would be like a young plant. And you can see that kind of in the background there. More stems, see the stems and the leaves. So that would be a young plant stage. And then you saw flowers. And that would be an adult plant. And last, you saw the bean, which is the fruit of the plant that has the seeds inside, which starts the whole thing over again. And Now you can use your visualization skills to draw and label your own bean life cycle, like this lima bean life cycle. We've already talked about the seed, the seedling from the picture, the young plant, and the adult plant with the bean. The only one we haven't talked about is germination, and it's because it is really hard to see. It is when the seed is just beginning to grow and the roots are starting to grow down in the soil and it's just barely popping up at the surface. So when the seed first begins to grow, that is called germination. So you may want to add that to your life cycle. So you will have stage 1, the seed, 2, germination, 3, the seedling, 4, the young plant, which has the leaves, and really no flowers or fruit yet, and the adult stage. Speaking of lima beans, you may want to read this book after you finish drawing and labeling the life cycle of a bean plant. This is one of my favorite books. It's called A Bad Case of Stripes by David Shannon. It's about a little girl, Camilla Cream, who's having trouble deciding what to wear to school one morning, and she comes down with a bad case of stripes because she has a secret. She loves lima beans more than anything. I think you'll really enjoy it. Be sure to check it out on Epic Books. Also, boys and girls, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. I have enjoyed learning with you. Remember to keep on learning and growing that brain.